What's going on, guys? This is XQ420 here. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things That Pissed Me Off Last Week. I'm glad y'all can be here with me. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this. Oh, yeah. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. First thing on the docket. New York Times says college football champs did not play in the title game. And you're like, that's kind of weird. Because, Alabama in there and Ohio State, and Alabama won. And you're like, what? But New York Times, what do you mean that the college football champ did not play in the title game? Well, let's see what they got to say. Now, this was an article published by the New York Times. And, they about as woke can get out that joint. I ain't going to lie to you. And it said ahead of the national championship game, the New York Times wrote, who will be college football's next national champion, Alabama or Ohio State? The correct answer should be neither. According to the New York Times, the team we should be cheering won't be on the field at the Hard Rock Stadium near Miami. It said, but the team that we should be holding, exalting, giving high praise is the University of Connecticut, which was the first football bowl subdivision team to squarely face the coronavirus and decide against playing a single snap during a raging pandemic. They were so brave. Oh man. But stop. Okay, all right, New York Times, seeing how y'all came out with this propaganda now. Now look, the University of Connecticut ain't never gonna win a national title, okay? I mean, ever. All right, they've got no shot at all. Period. Zip. Zil. None. But let's get serious about this thing, okay? Bud, college-age kids, and especially athletic college-age kids, are nowhere near as susceptible as your 65-year-olds that are obese and got heart disease. You see what I'm saying? Bo, they made it right through the season, and if I'm correct, I don't remember one football player dying because of the COVID. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? And Bo, they were all up in their nose the whole season. I'm talking about, Bud. I mean, they couldn't eat. They try to go to the pooper, somebody walking around with a stick to shove up in their nose. Hey, man, where you going? I gotta get this swab. Swab game. Oh, man, wear your mask on the sideline. Social distance everywhere. I mean, dang, Bud. But, hey, the true champions. The ones that need to be exalted. They need to be put on this high pedestal. The University of Connecticut. Because they did nothing. Come on now. Now here's the problem. And you didn't talk about how, because I'm pretty sure the University of Connecticut's got a player or two, maybe a few players, maybe a surprise player that could have got up on the field this year, showed their skills off, and then that helps them and their family have a better life by getting into the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Or they're noticed, and then later on they're able to get coaching gigs, things of that nature, because they were noticed during a certain season. But stuff like that happens. So all they did was take opportunity away from guys to potentially advance their life, advance the wealth of their family. That's it. You ain't done nothing else. Because you know what? Those football players, they still could have got the COVID. They didn't reduce their risk. I mean, come on now. Man, folks on crack cocaine, bud. And I'm serious. And we over here, but we over here, we want to praise pansies. Bo, I mean, if this is the way we fought wars, hot damn, Bo. I mean, man, we already been overtaken. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, we got to do better. So this is number one on the docket. I mean, who would have thought that somebody would go? And this is our trophy culture. We're gonna crown a champion that didn't take one snap this year. That sounds about right. Thank you, New York Times. All right, so number two on the list of things that pissed me off last week, the 5 things, is this right here. IRS sent millions of checks to the wrong bank accounts, tax preparers claim. But y'all already sent out One set of stimulus checks. I mean, come on now. You already sent one set out. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how poor of a shift that we running out there around the IRS. And then I seen something where IRS said, "Oh man, we need to have a 50% uptick in auditing small businesses. How about auditing yourself first? How about being able to send the check to the right folk or put it in the right bank account?" Now look, now they saying that it was a mistake that the feds were working to fix. It said the money was returned to the Treasury after the agency inadvertently sent payments to over 13 million bank accounts that are no longer open or valid. But if they're no longer open nor valid, then the thing should have been like, I mean, it should have stopped the minute you tried to hit the button. That thing should have got sent right back. But the money actually left the account. How do you send money to an account that's not neither valid nor open? Do you see what I'm saying? Sound like a little money laundering to me. Sound like somebody might have got a dollar or two on the back end. I done told y'all about when they open up the vault, everybody be trying to stick their hand in. Nigerian crime lords, warlords out there, be out there filling their pocket up, getting them a cool 20 million. Be looking like Washington State. It's like, but folks gonna come to us and say, be responsible, do this and that. Well, dang, how about y'all be responsible first, okay? Y'all can't even get the simple thing right of putting money into a bank account of somebody who has a valid one and it is actually alive. You see what I'm saying? Bud, and it wouldn't be so bad if they wouldn't just 10 months ago sent money to people's account. Do you see what I'm saying? And I even know because this one guy I work with, he's like, man, I don't know what. I ain't got my 600 yet. But come to find out, they sent his 600 to the wrong account. It's like, but you were able to correctly send it the first time, but the second time it just became too much to bear. Let me know. I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. I mean, and yeah, it was TurboTax was the main culprit of this. And I don't. That's what they say. Somehow it got thrown right on. It got thrown right on their doorstep. Okay. I mean, it got hung right around their neck. IRS. They found the scapegoat real quick. Oh, TurboTax's fault. I mean, I'm just like, bud. No, it's because y'all are pitiful. Okay. It's kind of like that video I made a few months ago where $300 checks were bouncing from these fools, and it's just like, come on now. A $300 check bouncing. Y'all can't even get your account right for $300. That's about, we struggling. That is number 2 on the docket. The fact that we have a large scale glitch when we done already sent stimulus out one time, so this second go around should be a whole lot easier. But no, it's became a whole lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't save the information the first time, I guess. So number 2 on the docket of things that pissed me off last week. Number 3 on the list of 5 things that pissed me off last week is this right here. Jacob Blake opens up on police shooting. Says he didn't want to be the next George Floyd, which is why he walked away from police and admits he was armed. Bruh, if you did at any time when y'all seen the video of Jacob Blake, did it seem like in any way he was trying not to be the next George Floyd? Bo, by getting up and walking around the car while having the blade on you. But I mean, while the person who called the police on you said that you have stolen cars in the past and wrecked them, but you did everything to become the next George Floyd. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is the logic of a whole lot of black men that's in the hood, okay? And this is the logic that I've seen a whole lot of the media wants to push forward. Because of course they put him right up there on the TV show to give this exclusive, okay? I mean, It's just like, but by resisting arrest, okay, it's not going to help your chances of survivability. Your chances of surviving don't raise. It don't elevate. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, at what point in time did it did it register that, man, if I lay here and I let them cuff me and they put me in the back of the back of the cop car, that's gonna be more detrimental to my health than to me getting up, flipping my blade out, walking around to the front of the car as they telling me to stop, opening the car door to about get in. I mean, come on now. I mean, this is what I'm talking about as far as logic. It makes no sense. And the fact they gonna give him this big platform, he was up there talking to Michael Strahan, if I'm correct. Um, yeah, he was up there talking to Michael Strahan. I mean, ABC, a news exclusive. I mean, because we needed to know all this from Jacob Blake. No, I didn't need to know nothing. But I seen what happened. But they had the footage of what you did. They had the voiceover or the call in from the young lady calling the cops on you. She even says, I don't want to call the cops on them. But he ain't gave me no choice. And yet, the way that I'm gonna try to protect my life is by not following the commands of the officers at that time and flipping my blade out. Come on now. Man, and folks are gonna fall for this too. They be shedding tears, and then look, man, it's hard. Look, Bo, you ain't a victim. I'm sorry, Jacob Blake, you ain't a victim, okay? I mean, that's just all there is to it. Because you did something stupid. Talking about I don't want to be the next George Floyd. Well, dang, Bo, just lay there. Take you to jail, man. You got released in 10 minutes anyway. That's the way they do stuff now. So, this is number 3. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. When he said I didn't want to be the next George Floyd. It's just like, well, dang, man, how'd that work out? Bo, you paralyzed, man. Or partially paralyzed. Man, your stuff didn't work out as great as you thought it was going to. And I just don't get it, man. It's about stupid. And and of course, folks are gonna be, oh man, Jacob Blake's such a upstanding citizen, a great guy. Man, stop. So number 3 on the docket of things that pissed me off last week. Number 4 on the docket is this thing right here, the cancel culture trying to come out again and stamp his name on something. Marvel faces pressure to retire the Punisher after Capitol chaos. It's just like, now the reason that they're saying that they want to cancel the Punisher completely is because somebody had this particular logo right here on their arm patch. And I ain't gonna lie to you right here. These two cats right here don't look like no Trump supporters. Maybe they are, but I don't know, man. I ain't never seen them walking around in no gas mask like they ready to get tear gassed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all that. But this right here had gotten people profoundly stirred up in an uptick. And we're going to see from right here, we had one gentleman said, the seditionists that invaded the Capitol today wore a Punisher logo. I say Marvel needs to either aggressively enforce their trademark so it isn't printed everywhere or abandon the Punisher completely. You can't allow your characters to be used by terrorists. Bruh, stop with the BS and the propaganda. And then second of all, Bo, if any of them has ever seen the Punisher doesn't live by the law. The Punisher is an anti-hero. The Punisher is a vigilante, okay? So he is strictly against anything law-abiding because that's not the way he operates. Because in his storyline, everything got stripped from him and the law did nothing to help him. You know what I'm saying? Let's cast it aside. So he's like, I need to go out and punish these folks the only way I know how, which is cracking some skulls and kicking some ass. I mean, that's just all there is to it. But people are so caught up in a fairy tale character. Bud, it's a mythical character, okay? I mean, he's not real. The Punisher ain't real. The Punisher ain't walking around out here fighting crime in the streets. Man, wouldn't last a week, bud. Stuff ain't like the movies, man. Because, I mean, all it takes is just one person. You know, you over here fighting these one people and somebody just walk up behind you and shoot you in your head. And you're done, man. It ain't got nothing to do with being a fair fight, you being the best of the best or whatever. We ain't standing in a ring going mano a mano, but there ain't no roles out in the streets. But folks are so caught up in nonsense and BS that they're just quick to put this skull logo in my yep. They must watch The Punisher, bud. That's where they got this idea from The Punisher. Oh, The Punisher is part of this terrorist attack. It's like, no, man. Don't you know that anybody can print a skull? It's just a skull. Anybody can print it. What about Ghost Rider? What if that was supposed to be for Ghost Rider? I mean, it is red. It got red around it. Maybe the red's fire. What if it's Ghost Rider? Let me know. Do I need to cancel him too? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just sends souls to hell. That's all. I mean, the Ghost Rider does. But I mean, it's just, these people. They want to make sure that they attack everything. You can't have anything anymore. I'm surprised that we've got any movies with any violence in them at all. I'm just surprised because it just seems to be too much for people. They're too much in a tizzy. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't in no tizzy when we got millions of babies being killed at the abortion clinic. Let me know. I'm trying to figure the thing out. I want to know where your outrage and uptick is there. And so this right here made no sense at all because, bud, the folks that were in the Capitol ain't have a damn thing to do with the Punisher or with the Punisher character, period. And even when you look at the Punisher character, he is about being vigilante justice. So I don't even know what they talking about. I mean, y'all act like I mean, this would be something in the wake of what the Punisher would potentially do. You see what I'm saying? If there were corrupt politicians, you know what I'm saying, in the crime world, the Punisher would go punish them. Come on now. Man, we struggling. I don't get it. And these folks out here, they're like, oh man, it's time to retire the Punisher. But the Punisher been around a long time. There's all kind of folks that that's done vigilante justice, all kind of movies. You know what I'm saying? And it's just okay to just movies. It ain't got nothing to do with folks walking around in the Capitol building, which is what these guys were doing. Man, they won't doing it. Look at these guys, losers, man. Look like they got bubbles in the front of their coats right here. Man, they won't doing nothing in there with a gas mask. So this right here pissed me off. Y'all, they just every time they got to go after something. And now they want, oh man, we trying to go after every Marvel character we can, the ones we don't like. We don't like the Punisher. Because he goes out there and gets things done, but it's not directly to the letter of the law. But folks like to watch stuff like that, so I ain't about canceling no Punisher. So this was number 4 on the list of things that pissed me off. And last, but not least, of the 5 things that pissed me off. Number 5. Chicago mayor pushes to loosen lockdowns days before Biden inauguration. Now, I had made a video last week talking about Cuomo coming out and saying we got to reopen the economy or there'll be nothing left. Now, Mayor Lori Lightfoot comes out and says that bars and restaurants need to reopen for indoor dining as quickly as possible. And I quote, I'm very, very focused on getting our restaurants reopened. If we look at the various criteria that the state has set, we are meeting most, if not all of those. So that's a conversation that I will have with the governor. But I want to get our restaurants and our bars reopened as quickly as possible. Beetlejuice, the Rona Destroyer. Now all of a sudden she wanting to get a bar and a restaurant back open. Come on, man. Are you serious? I mean, so it seems like all these people who saying bars and restaurants, but is the worst thing ever, Now all of a sudden they see the light at the end of the tunnel and look like Trump gonna be out of office without a doubt. Oh, now we can get back open again. So after you crushed everybody's lives and livelihoods of those bars and restaurants, you know what I'm saying? There's some that are still hanging on by a thread. There's some that made some provisions for a rainy day, but a whole lot of them got KO blowed. Okay, but now, I'm really concerned about our restaurant and our bar industry. I'm just severely concerned. They need to reopen. And you know why she's concerned? Because she feels like, oh, well, they can protect themselves better when they're at the bar and the restaurant than when they're having, let's say, the party at their house. They're more likely to wear a mask at the bar and the restaurant. Stop with the BS and the propaganda, okay? Because I'm done with it. Talk about let's bring it out of the shadows. Let's allow them to have some recreation in restaurants and bars. So, oh, okay, I got you. So it's all about what you will allow us to and to not have. I got you. Coming straight out dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I've been calling it. Tyranny lives. Dictating what you can do. That's why when folks were like, oh man, Trump dictator, Trump dictator. I was like, well, look at your local mayors. Look at your governors. They've been dictating this whole time. But folks are okay with dictatorship as long as it's something that they agree with. Okay? And that's where the BS is. No, you got to go against dictatorship all the way. Not part of the way because you prefer the person. No, call them out on anything they do that is dictator related. Okay? And that's what this was. Or is still. Because Pritzker still he ain't gonna open that joint up, man. He don't care. Pritzker be like, whatever, bruh. I ain't opening up. I'm still getting paid and I can move about freely. So the hell with y'all. I ain't opening up nothing. I don't know. He might open it back up. I don't know. But they had a strict list of guidelines down here, and don't nobody care about those guidelines, man. You got to do this thing got to be at 10%, and your R not ratio got to be around a 1, and I mean y'all just got a whole bunch of arbitrary stuff that you know folks can't get to, man. And you just need to stop, bud. Okay? And you see this is the type of stuff, man. These same folks who went around this whole time, this is the same woman. We'll come around, we'll shut you down, we'll cite you, and if we have to, we'll take you to jail. This is the same woman. Oh man, we need to let some folks have some recreation now. Because they're probably safer in a restaurant and a bar than if they're having a party at their house. Man, stop. Man, I'm just done with the BS, man. A lockdown. A lockdown ain't nothing but bullshit. It ain't nothing but it ain't nothing but a way for the wealthy to gain more wealth. But that's all it is, because that's all that's happened. That's all that's happened. Nothing else has happened. They haven't stopped any infection. They haven't stopped anybody from dying. And they still don't know what the hell they're doing. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video of the 5 things that pissed me off last week. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on these in the comment section below. As always, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Sorry, tongue-tied. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.